From Borg-Warner Field in Decatur, Illinois, Channel 4 Sports presents the International Pony League World Series. Today's game features the Ted Williams All-Stars from Decatur, Illinois versus an All-Star team from Wilmette, Illinois. Afternoon, everyone. This is Chris Rollins. And I think I could persuade our field announcer, Roger Lowe, to get around here sometime during the course of today's game. And we've got game 4 in the International World Series, Pony League, where the All-Stars, Ted Williams All-Stars, facing Wilmette, Illinois. Wilmette is the only undefeated team left in the International Pony League World Series, and they defeated Decatur last night by a score of 2-0. And here on Sunday afternoon, it's a do-or-die situation for the Ted Williams All-Stars. They are the home team and will be in the field first. Stepping up to the plate right now for the All-Stars of Wilmette. First batter, Howard Pattis, the second baseman, leading things off. And our first pitch from pitcher Brian Ennis is inside for a ball. Game underway. First pitch, a ball. Decatur has to win this game to remain in contention. He's 0 for 2 in the series. That's high, ball 2. 2-0. John McGuire, the losing pitcher in last night's game. Brian Ennis on the mound for Decatur this afternoon. High, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to the leadoff man, Howard Pattis. 3-0 count. In there for strike 1. The other 2 men scheduled coming up to the plate for Wilmette will be Rick Treiber and Larry Tabloff. Treiber, the center fielder, and Tabloff, the pitcher. And ball 4. So Ennis walks the first man up. So that puts Pattis on by virtue of the walk. And Rick Treiber comes to plate. He's 1 for 3. Was 1 for 3 in last night's game. And big cut. Ennis gets out in front of his first batter. The 0-1 delivery. A little bit high. Ball 1. One Treiber, center fielder. 1 for 3 in the series. Yeah, that's a strike, and Pattis, attempting to steal, is out at second. All right, the throw went from the catcher, Anderson, to second baseman Billy Lawrence. So record that as a 2-4 put out, and that wipes out the base runner. Two and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside. Ball 3. Full count. Remember, the base runner, Pattis, eliminated, attempting to steal. And strike 3. Treiber comes in as first strikeout victim of the afternoon. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Larry Tabloff. Okay, Larry Tabloff, wearing number 16. Boys in Pony League are 14 years of age. Foul tip. Strike 1. It's the first time I've had an opportunity to bring you a game from the Borg-Warner complex out on US 51 South, and trip to the mound. Okay, Gary Nugent, co-manager. It's in there for a strike. Strike 2. 0-2. High and outside. Foul ball. It's the pitcher, Tablaw. And goes over third baseman Tim Rogers' head and into left field. 4-base hit. So the pitcher, Larry Tabloff, is on with a single. Okay, Ray Malls is up. Had a home run in last night's game, accounting for one of the Wilmette All-Stars' 2 runs. Okay, so we got a man on first, 2 men down. It's cleanup batter, Ray Malls. Oh, inside, ball 1. One and 0. Inside corner, strike 2. Ennis. Oh, low and away. Through the hole. And Tabloff will hold up at third. Ball gets away from Rogers, but Tabloff stays at second. So Malls has a single. We have men on first and second, and it's going to bring up Jeff Rivlin, the left fielder. 2 for 3 in last night's ball game. Okay, Decatur is here by virtue of defeating Tampa, Florida, and Wilmette so far has defeated Tampa, and last night beat Decatur 2-0. Threatening here in the first. Malls fouls this one off down the third baseline. Okay, Ennis trying to work out of a jam here in the second, or the first, rather. Okay, this one escapes Ennis, and they got him? No, safe. Okay, so Rivlin beats out the infield hit. Okay, so after 2 outs recorded, the next 3 men have reached base, and it's going to bring up Sam Levin, 1 for 2 in last night's ball game. Levin, the right-hander. He's the catcher. Bases loaded, 2 men down. That one high. Curveball. Missing. It's the ball. 2-0. Inside, ball 3, 3-0 now. Ennis in danger of walking in a run here. Three and 0 pitch outside. And 1 run in now for Wilmette by virtue of the walk. Okay, Mike Rabarchek. 0 for 2 last night's game. Left-hander. Working against right-hander Ennis. There's a strike. The 0-1 delivery. Picked up by Ennis over to the first baseman. And so 1-3 put out. You're keeping score along with us. So Wilmette comes up with 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors, and after 1/2 inning of play, our score is Wilmette 1 and Ted Williams Allstars of Decatur just coming to the plate. Okay, Ennis got 1 strikeout in that inning. Leadoff batter who walked was out, attempting to steal second, and then Rabarchek had to bounce her back to the first baseman, or the pitcher rather, Ennis, for the out. All right, first batter up for Decatur will be Scott Shields, the shortstop. He'll be followed by second baseman Billy Lawrence, and Tim Smith, the left fielder, is the third scheduled batter. Okay, if I can get a microphone over to Roger here now. Get him set up here on the microphone. Roger wants to say a few words. Roger,
well, Chris,
say a few words.
I've been watching this Decatur ball club now for the last 4 or 5 ball games, and they are a fine team. Give you a little background on some of these ball players. Scotty Shields is a super glove man at shortstop, and if he gets on first base, you'll be looking for him to run. He's a fine base stealer. He's quick off the bag, more than sheer speed. He gets a quick jump off the pitcher. And their next batter, Billy Lawrence, is the exact same way. These kids do have excellent speed, but their main asset is they get a very good lead and can read the pitcher's moves real quickly and can get off the bag that well. So if Shields and Lawrence get on, I expect them to run from the start.
All right, they're down 1-0, and need to get back in the ball game. Okay, Scott Shields, the shortstop. First pitch from Larry Tabloff, outside, ball 1. All right, Shields is back in the box. 1-0 delivery, Shields. This is up, Tabloff retrieves, fires to first, draws the first baseman off the bag. We'll see how our official score rules it. All right, you're going to give Shields a base hit.
Next batter, number 1, second baseman, Billy Lawrence.
Okay, it's going to bring up Billy Lawrence, second baseman. Scott Shields on. All right, let's see if Shields is going to take off. Big lead at first. All right, fakes the move on the first pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-0 delivery to Billy Lawrence. Shields bluffs again. Lawrence swinging away. 1-1 the count. One pitch. Lawrence swinging, misses. Strike 2. Okay, Rivlin steps out. Short word with Tabloff. Lawrence, high chop to third baseman, going to second. They get him. Okay, so Shields is out on a 5-4. And Lawrence reaches on the fielder's choice. Okay, Tim Smith up, the left fielder. Tim Rogers on deck. Okay, one down, man on. Outside. Lawrence gets back to first. Lawrence, base stealing threat. Getting a big lead off of Tabloff. Throw to first. And gets back. It's left fielder Tim Smith. Lawrence is moving. And he's going to be safe. As the ball hits Lawrence and goes into center field, he'll be going to third. The throw in, he's safe. So Billy Lawrence steals second and on the throw moves to third. So with one man out, Lawrence moves to third.
Standing behind the left field wall, please find a seat in the bleachers.
Smith backs out of the box, and Lawrence tying his shoe, and Tabloff taking some warm-up throws. Okay, base is broken out at second. Need a new strap, and we're going to have some infield repairs. Roger, the infield repair is just a small part of the game of baseball.
Sure is. Just a little facet of the game that has to go on. Tim Smith here playing left field today is the usual right fielder for Decatur. And he's got one of the finest arms I've seen in a 14-year-old player. He's just got a shotgun, and he can pitch also. So I'm thinking if Ennis is wild again like he was in the first inning, that Decatur will make a move to go to someone else. Chris Ennis did pitch against Springfield for the championship here to be the host team in the World Series, and he had pinpoint control, throwing hard. His curveball was keeping him off stride. I just think it's a little bit of the nerves in the first inning for Brian. I think he'll overwork it, I'm sure.
Okay, now he did not pitch against Tampa or the first game.
No, he didn't. Matter of fact, Decatur went with the same pitcher John McGuire. He pitched 7 innings versus Tampa and then 6 yesterday against Wilmette. And so he's a pretty tired young man. He wouldn't be able to come back to tomorrow anyway. But he has that John McGuire has a blazing fastball, and he was throwing it by Wilmette yesterday for most of the ball game.
Okay, John, I think, had 8 strikeouts in yesterday's game, and was on the short end of a 2-0 score.
Something about Decatur, too, Chris. They have excellent bat control, as evidenced by they did not strike out 1 time yesterday against Wilmette's pitcher, Bruce Sonnen.
Okay, Smith is back into the batter's box. And this one goes out center field. It's caught, and Lawrence tags up. And he's in with the tying run. Okay, sacrifice fly for Tim Smith. That puts 2 men down now. 2 outs, and it's going to bring up the third baseman, Tim Rogers. Good shot of Larry Tabloff out on the mound. High, ball 1. Smash into left, and it eludes the left fielder over his head. It's going to hit the wall, and Rogers dig for second, and he's in there standing up for a double. Double for Tim Rogers. Going to bring up the first baseman, Sonny Jones.
Chris, Sonny's got some of the best bat control I've seen. He doesn't strike out very often. He'll always get a piece of the ball. Rogers, by the way, was the one who drove in the 2 winning runs versus Tampa, Florida, to give Decatur the first victory. But I expect Sonny Jones to move him around. He's just got a super bat control for a 14-year-old player.
And we'll see. 2 men down now. Shot into left field, and it's going all the way to the wall. And Sonny Jones is on second with a double. Back-to-back doubles by Decatur here in the bottom half of the first inning have just moved them into a 2-1 lead. Okay, it's going to bring up the right fielder, Tom Stewart. Conversation out on the mound with pitcher Larry Talbot. Looked like he was in pretty good shape until the last 3 batters have tagged the ball very hard. And Talbot
right fielder, Tom Stewart.
Okay, this is Stewart. Man on second. Chops this one down to third baseman. Long throw, they got him. So it's a 5-3 putout, but Decatur comes up with 2 runs on 3 hits. And after 1 complete inning of play, our score is Decatur 2 and Wilmette 1. Channel 4's coverage of the International Pony League World Series will continue right after this message.
Does that make a clanging noise when I put this on?
It shouldn't.
Now we'd like to wish a happy birthday to Chris Blesius, the son of business manager John Blesius from Wilmette. Chris is celebrating his 16th birthday today. Happy birthday, Chris.
some of our crowd on hand here in
The second inning for Wilmette, number 5, right fielder Mark
Warner Fields. We look at the Decatur bench. And first batter up for Wilmette will be Ferzaka. Foul off. Mark Ferzaka.
Into the stands, back to the public address stand, please. All foul balls, please return back here. Thank you.
Okay. 0-1. Brian Ennis, who gave up a run in the first, got 2 runs back in the bottom of the first. Has a 1-run lead. That one just outside. One and one. That one's in there, right over our booth. And almost -1 camera. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Mark Ferzaka, the right fielder. Inside, 2-2. Fouled back. 2-2. Two and two. Mark Ferzaka, leadoff batter in the second inning for Wilmette. Right down the middle, and Ferzaka sends it to right field, and it gets past Tom Stewart. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Ferzaka slides into third. Mark Ferzaka leads off. Top half of the second with a triple.
Next batter, number 7, shortstop Chris Smith.
Going to bring up Chris Smith, the shortstop. Nobody out. And a man on third. There's a strike. Okay, yesterday Chris Smith was 0 for 2. And there's strike 2. 0-2 count. Brian Ennis on the mound. To delivery, swing and a miss for strike 3. And we're going to go back to the top of the order
Back to the top of the Wilmette lineup, second base.
and bring up second baseman Howard Pattis. Now he walked to lead off the ball game and was out attempting to steal second. Center field dropped out there. By our center fielder Bond, and allows Ferzaka to score from first. Albert Bond, the center fielder, made a long run. And so Pattis ends up on first. Bonds. Okay, Bonds held on to the ball long enough.
Number 12, center fielder
Okay, Bonds held onto the ball long enough, and it's going to be a sacrifice fly for Pattis. Brings up center fielder Rick Treiber. And the bunt out to Ennis. Long throw. And going to roll to the fence. Treiber will hold up at second. So that's an error on the pitcher, Brian Ennis. Okay, Larry Tabloff, the pitcher, is going to be moving in now. And Anderson.
Chris, I don't think there's any question that previous play that the center fielder for Decatur, Albert Bond, held the ball long enough. He went over to catch it and took at least 2 steps trying to throw, and then he dropped the ball. So I think the umpire, Al Lutrin at second base, made the correct call. Oh, excuse me, Al Domestic at second base.
Okay, Anderson got a little treatment for a cut behind the ear. It's okay, and the pitcher Tabloff is up. Singled his last time up back in the first inning. We have 2 men down with a runner at second base now. Decatur leading by a score of 2-1. Oh, it's 2-2, I'm sorry. It's the ball. That's right, Christopher Zaka tripled and came in on the sacrifice fly by Howard Pattis. And Tabloff gets singled, the throw coming in, and it eludes Scott Anderson, backed up by Ennis and Tabloff. Ends up on second base.
First trip in the second inning.
Okay, it's going to bring up Malls. Okay, we're going to have a pitching change. And we're going to send Brian Ennis out to right field and bring in Tom Stewart to pitch. As Wilmette has now taken a 3-2 lead. Three-two. Looking at Tom Stewart. Taking his warm-up tosses. We're in the top half of the second inning. Anderson. The catcher, and Stewart. Looks like his best delivery is the sidearm motion. And he's going to be just about ready to go here in just a moment.
The new Decatur pitcher is Tom Stewart, number 21. Brian Ennis goes to right
Tom
field,
Stewart.
21. Tom Stewart, the new pitcher.
Okay, we have 2 down here in the top half of the second inning. Now, Wilmette scored 2 runs on 2 hits in this inning. Stewart's first pitch is wide for ball 1. Okay, 3 hits in the inning. There's a strike on the corner. One and 1 count. This is Rick Malls. Ray Malls, rather. Stewart's pitch. A ball. 2 and 1. Good shot at Stewart. It's high, 3 and 1. Then we got the pitcher Larry Tabloff out on second base. There's the ball, ball 4. Malls draws the walk. Brings up Rivlin. Fouls it off down the first baseline. Rivlin is left fielder. It's last time up. He singled. Okay, so we got a man on first and second. 2 men gone here in the top half of the first. Rivlin comes up with his second base hit of the day, and it's going to score. Tabloff from second base. Tabloff comes in to score. If I'm keeping my scorebook up, our score is now 4-2 in favor of Wilmette. Brings to the plate the catcher now, Sam Levin.
Now batting number 15, catcher Sam Levin.
Okay, Levin walked his last time at the plate back in the first, and that pitch from Stewart's way inside. Ball 1. Pitch is wild. Both runners advance. That puts both men now in scoring position. And Decatur has lost the force out. Four to 2 is our score here in the top half of the second. It's high. Ball 2. Ball 4. And Levin walks for the second time in the ball game. Going to bring up Rabarchek, the first baseman.
2 away, brings up first baseman, number 10, Mike Rabarchek.
Okay, now this Wilmette team has played about 21 games so far. And Rabarchek looks to call strike 1. They had to advance through a local tournament of their own in Chicago. Ted Williams All-Stars have played about 7, maybe 8 games. Rabarchek. Fair ball as it hits the bag, and is out at the plate. Okay, a good throw from Decatur first baseman Sonny Jones to Scott Anderson after they could not make the play at first. Jones came in to the plate and they made the tag at the plate. So we've got 3 runs scored here. 4 runs scored here. on 5 hits. And our score after 1.5 is now Wilmette 5, Decatur 2. Decatur will be sending up to the plate in the bottom half of the second. Scott Anderson will be the leadoff man. Following him will be Brian Ennis, the right fielder now, and Albert Bond, the center fielder. Okay, so Anderson, scheduled first batter, and he's ready. Larry Tabloff's been taking his warm-ups. Roger, those innings are going to kill you.
Well, they hit the ball hard. You can't take anything away from Wilmette. They really stuck the ball. But I can remember last inning, Decatur hit Tabloff awful hard, and he's had quite a bit of time to think about it. He's been out for about 15 minutes. And so I think Decatur is not done yet. They hit the ball hard in the first inning, so I don't see any reason why they can't keep it up. Wilmette had to play around 20 ball games to get here, Chris, to get to the World Series. They had to fight through the sectionals and the districts and the regionals and such like that. Decatur, since they hosted the tournament, had a 6-team tournament here in Decatur and Springfield. And they came out victorious, beating Capital City from Springfield in the championship game. A little background for your fans maybe about Borg Warner Field here. It's built brand new this year by Decatur Boys Baseball, used solely by Decatur Boys Baseball. The fences here down the left field line, it's 250. Dead center, it's 300 feet, and in right field, it's about 265. So it's a pretty good poke for these guys to hit, and we've had 3 or 4 home runs hit in the tournament, so these guys can really powder the ball, no question about it.
Okay, let's see if Decatur can get the runs back here in the bottom of the second. The catcher, Scott Anderson. Anderson coming up in the bottom of the second. 5-2 our score. Wilmette out in front. That's a strike. Catches the front portion of the plate. Strike 2. Anderson way out in front on that pitch. This one fouled off. Our cameraman's going to lose a head up there pretty soon. Okay, Tablaw getting some instructions from his catcher, Sam Levin. 0-2 delivery. Curves in there, but Anderson tags it out into center field. So Anderson leads off the second with a single. It's going to bring up Brian Ennis, who started out the game as the pitcher, but has moved to right field as Tom Stewart has come in from right field to pitch. Okay, first delivery to Ennis inside for a ball. Good shot of on our first base camera, Scott Anderson. Tabloff. Inside again, but Ennis went after it. Strike. Ennis backs out of the box, calls time. Timeout called again is Anderson. Okay. Takes care of some uniform difficulties. We're ready. Inside again. Ennis swings away. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Brian Ennis. Scott Anderson on first base. Nobody out. Decatur trails 5-2. Inside, and Ennis goes down swinging. Becomes Larry Tabloff's first strikeout victim of the afternoon. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Albert Bond.
Brings up the center fielder, number 20, Albert Bond.
Bond swinging away, misses. Okay, Bond is hitless in the series. Oh, 1-1. Bonds chops it, taken by third baseman. He's going to have to go to first. And they make it. Okay, Ray Malls makes the play to first. It's going to bring up shortstop Scott Shields, who singled.
Shortstop, Scott Shields.
Singled his first time up. Shields sends it deep to right, and it's taken out there by the right fielder, Ferzaka, and that ends the inning. Decatur comes up with no runs on one hit, leave one man left on base, or a score after 2 complete innings of play is now the All-Stars of Wilmette 5 and Ted Williams All-Stars from Decatur 2. Channel 4's coverage of the International Pony League World Series will continue right after this. Coming into the top half of the third inning, and for Wilmette, leading things off here will be Rivlin. All right. First batter here is Levin. The catcher.
Number 5, right fielder, Mark Ferzaka.
I'm sorry, Ferzaka is the first batter here in the third inning. Wilmette batted around in the second inning. Ferzaka tripled his last time up. Inside for a ball. So Mark Ferzaka is 1 for 1. Way outside. Ball 3. 3-0. And you heard Roger say that Decatur's other pitcher is sitting on the bench after pitching 2 consecutive games. There's a strike from Stewart. 3-1 the count. Good shot. Tom Stewart in the windup. And fouls this one back. 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes now. And swung at a bad pitch. Ferzaka becomes Stewart's first strikeout victim, leading off top half of the third inning.
Number 7, shortstop Chris Smith.
Okay. Shortstop Chris Smith. Strike. Stewart all of a sudden has found the strike zone. Just pumping them in there. That's a little high for a ball. 1-1. And Smith bunts. Stewart can't handle it. Still gets the throw out there, and they get him. Well, goes 1-3, and we'll go back to the top of the order. We'll bring up Howard Pattis. Pattis' walk was caught stealing. There's a strike. And get a sacrifice fly, good for an RBI back in the second inning. See the deep fly to center field. Foul back, strike 2. We have 2 men down here in the top half of the third inning, and should Anderson retire the side here, it'd be the first time that either side had been retired in order in this ballgame. Good shot of Howard Pattis. He digs in, and we pull out to see Stewart. Little high. 2-2. Pattis down to Sonny Jones at first, and he makes the play unassisted. And so, for the first time in this ball game, side is retired 3 up, 3 down. So our score after 2 1/2 innings of play is still the All-Stars of Wilmette 5 and Ted Williams All-Stars of Decatur 2. We move into the bottom half of the third inning here, and leading things off for Decatur will be second baseman Bill Lawrence. He'll be followed by left fielder Tim Smith and by third baseman Tim Rogers. Roger, it's about time to get something on the line here for Decatur.
Well, they got the meat of their lineup up this inning, so just made a catch there from ball coming in.
Good
I
play.
think Billy Lawrence and Smith and Rogers are, without a doubt, their best stickers. Although that's Sonny Jones, I sure like him a lot. And, so they've got those 4 kids coming up this inning. And, you know, even though that they didn't score last inning, they hit the ball hard on this pitcher for Wilmette. So I think that this ball game's long from over.
All right, Lawrence, first batter up. Lawrence reached last time on a fielder's choice. And Lawrence steps out. Delivery from Tabloff is in there for a strike. Lawrence, high chopper. Taken by the second baseman, can't find the handle, and Lawrence is on for the second time in the game. Okay, Howard Pattis couldn't handle it, and score is going to give Billy Lawrence an error, reaching on an error. Okay, brings up Smith. He had the sacrifice fly back in the second inning. Drove in one of Decatur's 2 runs. And this one fouled off. Tabloff calls for time. And Levin will walk out. Number 15 is Levin, 16 the pitcher Tabloff. Okay, Wilmette, should they win today, we'll move on to a best-of-3 series with Covina, California, I believe, over in Springfield. Oh, Smith swings and misses, but Lawrence on the pass ball moves to second base. Smith has a 2-strike count on him. Nobody out. Lawrence is on second. Smith fouls this one off. Okay, Smith will, or should be, trying to swing through the right side of the infield to advance Lawrence to third. All right, we have a ball out on the field of play. It's retrieved by the first base umpire, and we're ready to go. Tabloff is ready. Smith is set. Way outside. Lawrence is going to move to third. The throw is going to be too late, and Lawrence has got himself another stolen base.